that guitar tone is nasty. So I saw a TikTok the other day from Greasy Will, and he was talking about the argument of good versus cool.
That's what music needs, is more cool, not good. AI can do good.
And it's like, yeah, this stuff can be like technically good. Hook is catchy. The production is on point, but is it cool though? So that kind of got me thinking, like, what era of music for me was just cool? What made me want to pick up the guitar and just riff? Man, I think, you know, that new metal era, the late 90s, early 2000s, particularly bands like Korn and Limp Bizkit and Slipknot, the music was cool. It didn't sound the greatest. Like, it was really raw, and it didn't sound the greatest in the sense of like how pleasing it was sonically compared to what you have today, at least. So I went back and I was listening to a bunch of Korn records from that era, and like, dude, the guitar and bass tones were so raw and like grimy, and there was so much emotion, and there was just so much vibe. And I've been really inspired by that. So this morning I kind of went down the rabbit hole of recreating Korn's rhythm tone from albums like Follow the Leader and Take a Look in the Mirror, and their bass tone. Fieldy's bass tone is insane on those albums. Yeah, dude, that's kind of the vibe today. And I know that was kind of not the point of Greasy Will's TikTok, was not to like straight up recreate the sound of like old records, but this is kind of just where it led me. And listening back to some new metal albums of that era got me inspired to do some stuff like this and just play around and see what happens. I came up with this riff here that you heard at the beginning of the video that I want to try to flesh out a little bit and see if I can get it to hit the way that those records hit. Super simple riff, and I hope I'm not ripping something off. So I recreated the Follow the Leader guitar tone on the Quad Cortex. It's a really, really simple tone, but I just kind of looked up what they used back then. Just the plug-in gate into a tube screamer, into a dual rectifier, into an EQ to boost the low end, because I realized that those tones back then were just... The tone on Take a Look in the Mirror is so chunky. And then 4x12 Mesa Cab. Now in Logic, I did an EQ match. So I ripped a portion of a riff off that album where it was just guitar, and I threw it in Logic and I EQ matched this tone to that exactly. I figured I would leave this instance of Pro Q4 alone, and then I can kind of treat that as like the printed tone. And then I can do any EQ I want after that, which I haven't really yet. I just kind of did a high pass. And then I did the same exact thing for the bass tone. Again, so I kind of looked up what they used for bass on those albums, and I just recreated it in the Quad Cortex. And again, I found a portion of that album where it was just bass, and then I did an EQ match. And this is what I got. I mean, it's fun, dude. Obviously, I got to be slapping it. That is what we are rocking with today. So let's record this riff, dude. Let's go. A lot of you guys really liked the Line 6 episode from last week. Thank you so much for watching that video and commenting and engaging. It's done really, really well performance-wise for a Thick Riff Thursday episode. So a lot of new subscribers. If you guys are new here, we write riffs every week. So subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, let's go. This guitar tone is like borderline. Korn's guitar tones on their early albums, they were borderline like not good. Like, they're just so muddy, but they've got a vibe, dude. They're cool. And that's the point, man. Nice. For drums, I'm using a mix between the Sleep Token kit and Oda Home drums. I think it sounds pretty good so far, but I haven't dialed it in for a mix yet, so probably do some tweaking. Nice. That was good. All right, let's add bass. Curious to see how this bass sounds. That's crazy. All right, let's hear it. I like it. I like it like a lot. Dude, this makes me want to put on a guitar strap like way too low and just... This shit is ridiculous, brother. Oh, shit. Dude, that's cool. That's cool. That's dope, dude. All right, down here I've got the whammy pedal and the banshee pedal working their magic. Let's do some delay and reverb on that too. Could do like an aggressive chorus too, actually. Dude, that's gross. That sounds horrible. I love it. Okay, we need to think of something else here now. Trying to think of an intro here, and I think just like a guitar break would be cool, but I want to execute it the right way, you know? God, that bass tone is insane. If we put like a room reverb on that. It's kind of dope. That's cool, man. Okay, I kind of like that as a chorus idea. Let me track that and then I'll fill it out with a verse. It's a decent enough scratch take just to remember it by. I think I want the verse to kind of be like a drum and bass groove thing. And you know what we could do? This is really annoying. It's annoying to me as somebody who's like a modern producer. I want to change the tempo ever so slightly when it goes to the verse, just by a few BPM. So it's like a live kind of thing. That's really annoying and it bothers me, but it might be cool. Seven Dust was such an underrated band. Just like they don't get talked about enough. That's it. That's my entire thought. I just want you guys to know how underrated Seven Dust is. Anyway, back to this bull. Yeah, I don't want the verse to be the same groove as the intro riff. I want it to change it up a little bit, but I want it to be kind of similar. It like almost doesn't matter with how like clanky and scooped this tone is. The notes barely matter. I just want like some messy, fieldy ass break here. All right, let's get a drum groove on top of that. Totally improvised, but it kind of felt good. That's sick. This grooves, dude. By the way, I'm quantizing everything at like 80%, so it's pretty human. I want that to be a splash right there on the downbeat. Oh, yeah, dude. Dude, come on. That grooves, brother. Now I feel like we need some like weird guitar tones going on. That's kind of cool, dude. Oh, that's kind of dope. Bending that harmonic up by pushing below the nut. Ooh. That's cool. All right, and let's see if we can go into the chorus from that. Nice. Okay, we'll quantize, but we'll do it at like, maybe we'll do like 70% because I want it to feel live, you know? Okay, I think I like those drums. Okay, I like that. I like that version of it. See if I can double it. I kind of like improvised it a little bit, but I think I remember what I did. Nice. And I kind of like how this is going to be somewhat messy because it kind of mimics that recording sound of the late 90s, early 2000s of just getting the take and getting it raw and doing it live. This is such a fun vibe. And I definitely want to layer some effects and stuff on top of that. But let's go ahead and do bass for the chorus. Okay, so I kind of improvised and I locked in with the kick a little more than the guitars do because I feel like that's something Fieldy would have done is like, I don't know if they tracked their earlier albums all together in a room or not, but I feel like some stuff like that would have been just like improvised. And that's kind of what I'm going for. Some of the performances, some aspects of the performances are locked in. That's the chord progression. That's the riff. But also there's a little bit of improv here and there, you know, in between phrases and stuff. Like that's what I'm going for. Real life band kind of thing, but like reverse engineered. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Hey, okay. I was kind of just playing through and I didn't think I would want to record that, but the performance ended up being pretty good. And I remembered that you can still capture that recording even if you don't hit the record button. Shift R, baby. It's actually kind of like an interesting sound. I wonder if that would be cool as a quad track layer. I don't know, let me try that out. Obviously, I don't want it to be this loud. Okay, yeah, so let's turn that down. It'll be a much lower layer than that. That's cool. Let's do a little drum fill at the end. That's pretty cool. I dig that. All right, guys. I mean, I feel like we're done here for now, at least. There's a bunch of cool stuff in there. I'm really digging this. This is fun, dude. I know the sounds themselves are very like harsh and raw and like aggressive, but that's what I was going for. And hopefully it's not too out of left field. I am going to put a little bit of soothe on the guitars though. Yeah, we don't have to go crazy, but like I want something on there. All right, let's throw the mastering chain on and give it a listen. All right, here we go. That is so aggressive. I love it, dude. It's fun. It's interesting, dude. It's cool. And that was the point, man. Let me know what you think in the comments. I know today was a little different, but I hope you enjoyed it. So if you did, hit the like button and the subscribe button. And I will see you guys next week. Peace.